Hello, I'm live here from Waterfront Studios, looking to bring up my butterfly. Good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm here in San Pedro, California. There's my butterfly. And I'm broadcasting live here from Waterfront Studios, like I've been doing the last couple of weeks now. I've started here Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So welcome to Art with Lórien here on, I'm streaming live on Instagram. I'm also here as my main platform on YouTube. And so just getting my things together. And how are you? Looks like live chat isn't working again today, and I'm not sure why. Oh, okay. The audio might not be working. Oops. Really? Oh boy. There isn't a mute. Okay. Okay, so I'm being told the audio is not working, which is kind of weird. Let's see if that works. So yeah, let's see here. So yeah, great. So I'm streaming live from here from Waterfront Studios. Yes, thank you. And I'm in my Art with Lórien channel here on YouTube and also streaming live on Instagram. So hey, Ava, I'll be looking at both feeds. But looks like, just like last week, for some reason, we're not getting the live chat. So I won't be able to see the any typed in messages. But that's okay. I feel like I know you're there. And whether you're watching this live with me and tuning in, or you are catching the replay at anywhere in the world that you're located geographically or in the time and space continuum. I look forward to seeing you here on Wednesdays, and I'm so glad that you could stop by and see what I'm up to and just make this connection in the creative space that many people are finding themselves in with maybe more time, different lives right now in the current circumstances, but with maybe more time to create things, to spend more time creating meals together, more time creating art, creating music, writing, anything that you love to do, and you have some time to do that. So I invite you to join me while I paint. I'm continuing with this painting. And just a little background, I'm doing this series of butterfly studies. So studies meaning I'm kind of working them out, I'm experimenting, and I'm applying my mixed media elements onto the canvases. And they'll eventually be, the goal is, once I work out what I'm doing here and I like it and I learn from this experience, this work in progress, all kind of gets painted, and I put it on this larger 4 by 5 feet canvas, which is pretty large format. And so I'm going to work with the smaller paintings, images, and textural treatments using the mixed media, and go ahead and I'll be working through these for a little while now. I'm not sure how long all these studies are going to take, or how many I'll do, but right now I have 4 more canvases plus this one. So that will fill up a lot of Wednesdays, and I'll be going step by step along the way with you here as my company. And so I encourage you to get a nice cup of warm tea. Mine's a little too hot to drink, but I am having a nice lemongrass Earl Grey with honey tea this afternoon. And I'm going to just start to work here on my canvas. And so if you haven't seen what I've done so far, the last two videos, you can take a look at those. They're up on my YouTube channel, Art with Lórien here. And you'll see I started with, each week adding more to this. So to this week, to get you up to date, what I thought that I would do is continue to play with the mixed media elements, the detail work on this monarch butterfly, the markings and the golden kind of oranges in the wings. So I'm going to be also adding in my black, because as you know, these beautiful monarch butterflies, their wings have a lot of black, and I'm going to do some outlining. I'm going to do just some detail work. I'm not going to completely fill in the black. At least I don't think so. I'm going to leave this blue background because this is just sort of my style. It's kind of cosmic and ethereal, and I'm really big on backgrounds. So the first thing I did was I painted the background, this blue background here, and then I went ahead and I drew with the white Stabilo pencil. I drew my butterfly shape on the form or the outline of the butterfly, and then step by step I'm going through. So today I'm going to put the black on and work a little bit more in the details of the wings. So I wish I knew what you were working on. Feel free to comment. I can read the comments later. I can't see them live right now, but I can read them later, and I'm happy to comment back. And if you'd like to engage over here, if you're on Instagram, feel free to tell me what you're doing. I can see what you're doing over there. I can't reach the phone, but I can at least read and comment. Yeah, feel free to ask questions if you like over there. I guess there's some kind of something going on with the live chat, second week in a row. So I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, we're here, and I'm just going to continue to share and talk with you, hopefully not at you. And I usually spend about an hour in the studio, these sessions on Wednesdays at 3 PST. So if you need to step away, make a cup of tea, come back, I'll be here live, and you can always replay it later. So here we go. I am going to, I can't. Oh, hold on. Something's happening over there. Maybe someone's sharing something. Oh, it's hard to read. Anyway, okay, so let me see. Ava again has sent out request to be in my live video. Sure. Okay, 1 second. Okay, excellent. I love it. Okay, so I just added Ava in there. And so yeah, I found out that if you're over in Instagram, you can add yourself. Hey! How fun. At least I'm not talking to a computer. Nice to see you, Ava. So she's over on my...
I have to press on the X in order to see, to downsize mine.
Okay.
So I can see what you're doing.
Okay, but I love seeing your face. Thank you so much. That's awesome. It's the first time I've done a live stream with Instagram, so I'm glad I'm doing it. Stay here. How cool. So, yeah, I love that. So I'm still getting all this tech under my belt as far as doing the live streams and making them more interactive. But that was so great. She added herself. So I'm just going to start... I'm going to pull this back a little bit so you can see more of my painting. And yeah, let me go like this. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm going to pull it back this way. All right, so here we have what I'm going to use today. I brought some of my markers out, and these are different paint markers, brush markers, permanent markers. They're all water-based markers and different brands. I love Posca. This is an acrylic painter, so it's like a water-based. I think water-based is great because it doesn't. It dries and it works well with other water-based liquid mediums like acrylic paint, gouache, watercolor, etc. So, and then the gel mediums, where is my gel medium? Oops, I think it's behind the book. All right. Well, anyway, so I'm using one or more of these black pens today. And as usual, I always put the materials that I use in the description, and now I'm adding the link of Jerry's Artorama, which is the art supply store online that I love to use and been shopping with them for a long time. So anyway, that's a little bit about the blacks. I'm also going to be using a little bit more of my Jacquard pigment powders, which I talk about quite a bit in last video, and those will be in the description as well. And my list is there for reference only. I'm not saying you have to buy these things. I just like to give as many resources as possible. So yeah, you can get, if you like what I'm doing or like what I have, you can get that for yourself and play with those colors and these different mediums. So I might use these liquid acrylics. They are fluid liquid acrylics, a couple of different brands. One is very, 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 very fluid. It's very, it might be, I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I probably won't. This one's thicker, so this one has more body to it. It's also a fluid acrylic, a different brand, different application dispenser, but ultimately it is, yeah, it's good. It's good to have kind of everything you need with you and change your mind. You can change your mind. You can just pull out your stuff and see what you want to do. Like I'm going to do, I have a palette knife, which I use to blend my powders and my liquid medium. And the liquid medium did not jump on my area here. So I'm going to step away for a split second. Oh, I see it. Okay, hold on. Ah! Where are you? Oh. Oh, way back there. Okay. It's funny. It was very, very far away. Okay. So I have two liquid mediums I'm going to use. This is the one I normally use. I use quite often, in other words. It's a high gloss varnish. Has a thin, it's thin, but it's very, very shiny, and it has a nice flow to it. And this is a thicker matte medium. And it's white, but it dries clear. So I'm going to have both of those handy. And of course I have some brushes, all sorts of brushes here. My tea, and I think I'm good to go. I brought a pencil out, paper towels. Those are always good to have. I'm wearing an apron because as usual, you just never know what you're gonna, what's gonna come off onto, your clothes or whatever. So I like to protect my clothes. Oh, and last but not least, I do have I love these. I talk about them, I think, in both of the last videos. These are Turner Acryl Gouache. They are a hybrid water-based paint that is fairly new. They are manufactured in Japan. They are a company called Turner, and I found them on Jerry's, and they're my dream paint. They are sold in sets, or individually, I guess, too. But I bought a set just to try them out. I love them because I do work with acrylic and gouache, and this was like my dream paint. So to put the two together, and I wanted to make it myself, and I found this brand, and they make them ready-made. So it's an acrylic gouache hybrid in a tube. So I have those handy because I still might be adding some color here. All right, so what I thought I would do today is work with the a little bit more of these mixed meat, these pink dots. So I'm using a pink gold. It's a pink gold Jacquard Pearl X powdered pigment. So I'm gonna, now this is where this palette knife comes really handy, comes in handy, is you just take what you need with the palette knife, kind of put your powder here. I know you can't really see that a little bit. Because if you pour it out, which I've done many, many times in my life, a whole lot can come out. And this is, you know, you want to make this last. It's not too expensive, but it's about $6 a bottle. And over time, you know, supplies add up. So it's nice just to, you know, use what you need and be conservative, because a little goes a long way with this. So I found the best thing to do is use the tip of a palette knife and put the lid on right away, because I've also spilled these. So it's nice. Whoops. It's nice to take care of our stuff so it lasts longer. You know that. Okay, so this is dried. It's crusted. Anyway, I'm gonna. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. And yeah, maybe I'll just pause for a moment and just before I start applying this. And actually, I put too much liquid. I need to add more of the powder. But maybe I could just start by taking a few deep breaths and just tune in. So wherever you are, if you're live with me, oh, hey, Kathleen. Hey, nice to see you here. So I will be just taking a moment, take a few deep breaths to tune in, settle down, center and ground. There's so much going on in our world, so I think it just really helps me at least, just to take a few deep breaths and just, you know, chill out as much as I can remember. It's nice to take a minute, 60 seconds, or whatever I can remember, and apply and practice per hour throughout the day. Just like stop what I'm doing, which is a lot of different creative things right now. And I'm teaching online and I'm doing a lot of different wonderful things, but sometimes it just gets a little too much, right? And that's not even counting what's going on out in the world. Oh, sending you loves and hugs too. Mwah, 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 mwah. So good to see you, Kathleen. Love to your family. So just take a few minutes. Just inhale. I think it's nice to inhale through the nose. So and just out through the mouth. And just, if you want to close your eyes, you can put your hands in your lap. You could put your fingers like this. Put your fingers like this. You can fold your hands. You can leave them open. You can do whatever you want. Put them in a prayer. Just take a moment to get comfortable and just take like 3 deep, slow breaths together. And just allow that fresh oxygen to nourish, oxygenate your cells, tissues, mind, heart. Wherever you would like that new, fresh energy, positive energy to go to, just direct it there. Allow it to kind of fill up your body from head to toe. And exhale anything that you don't need, that you're finished with, that you are saying goodbye to. A very fond farewell and thank you to. So just continue just to, tune in throughout your day or anytime or during this time together. Just I think it's so nice just to give that to ourselves, that time. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna add a little bit more of this, and I'm glad I did make that time to tune in, because here's where the paper towel is so helpful, because this was already wet. So yeah, it's just really, it just helps actually we can become more effective when we aren't so, when we're more centered and still within. Okay, so this is a really nice consistency. Again, this is called pink gold, which is perfect. I mean, it's basically like rose gold. So I'm putting this in. Ooh, it's kind of thick like a paste now, which is the best thing about combining pigment powders from the earth, from mica, the mica mineral, and these liquid gel mediums, or not gel, but they're liquid mediums. They're polymers. They're plastics, but they do dry quickly, and they are water-based, and they're non-toxic. They don't have a smell, and that's good when we're indoors, to not have chemicals or fumes. So I'm going to use this really nice brush. And as a matter of fact, I think I mentioned it before, this set that I got, this Turner acrylic gouache from Jerry's Artarama, this comes with 3 brushes. So, I mean, I'm not an affiliate. I don't, in other words, right now, I don't have they're not paying me to say this. I'm telling you how cool this set is. And it's because it's this little kind of tester set. I don't know where the other one is, but it comes with 3, you're there. Oh no, I don't know where they are. Anyway, it comes with 3 brushes. They're all made in Japan. They're really nice quality. Here it is. Look at this one. It's a flat square. This is a nice pointy one. And it is in Japanese here. I can't even tell you what number it is. And there's a 3rd one that's hiding from me. But I just love this set, and I love, here it is. So this is another flat, but it's a smaller size. So these 3 brushes came with this set. So it's a pretty good little trial set. I just have to share whether, well, anyway, I just love to share what I use that works. That's the bottom line. So I'm just adding a little bit more pink to my butterfly, and I'll hold it up and show you. I'm putting the pink right here, and on the monarch butterflies, there are pink little marks. And so I'm going over what I did last week. I'm just going over and making them a little brighter, a little more saturated, a little pinker, because they were slightly, they weren't a very bright pink. And I want it's a rose gold. It's basically a rose gold, which is such a gorgeous color, and it looks really beautiful on this monarch butterfly. And after I do this, I'm going to touch up a little bit of the orange wings, the orange on the wings. I'm going to show you what I'm doing in a second. So I'm just adding, embellishing what I already put. This is a lot of what my mixed media work is it's layers and layers and layers. So put down color, put down a combo of paint / medium / powder / and then let it dry, and then do another layer. And one of the things that I would do if I wasn't live with audio is I would be using this hair dryer right here to dry in between. So this is one of the my tricks of the trade, and I'm teaching kids about this now too in my small group online classes over on OutSchool. I am teaching lots of classes over there, and I'm teaching them about I'm teaching them this too, because it's so important to sometimes to speed up the process if you want to get to the next layer. And we're doing lots of mixed media projects over there. And the hair dryer is a quick and easy way when you're not able to, be outside, be maybe in 90-degree weather and have your paintings, your layers dry quickly. A hair dryer is a great alternative, great solution. And also the hair dryer, I would put it on the low setting, and that's because you don't want stuff flying around. These are powders. Also, your things in your studio could fly around, papers, or I've had all kinds of things fly around. So just the powders, for one thing, if you're indoors, you don't want to inhale those. So normally when I'm working outside, I'll wear a mask when I'm working with these to avoid, or I'll wear a mask when I'm spraying. And I work outside a lot when it's sunny because it helps. I just love it, but it also helps the paint dry quickly, and it has to be warm weather though for that. So I'm not doing that these days. And it's really important to protect yourself if you're working with powders, or if you're ever doing like a sealer that has that smell. Okay, a spray, any of those spray paint type sealants. So here is what I did. I'm going to bring it up close, at least on my my YouTube here. So I just put in these pink areas here. Okay. And for my viewers over on Insta, I don't know if you could see it, but anyway, the pink is in the outer parts of the markings on the butterfly. And I will show you what I am working from. This is called my source image. It is what I'm using to get started on my butterfly, and I'm using it as a reference image. I'll bring it close up in Insta or in Facebook here. And you see the pink there on the butterfly wings. So I know you can't really see over here, but there are pink areas on the end of the wings. The little dots, they're not just white, but they're pink. They're really beautiful. And I'm, including that detail in the painting. It is crowded here. Okay. So, and if you are working from a source image and you're using a book, I recommend using a little book stand, the kind that people buy for their kitchens. And that's what I've used in the kitchen when I'm cooking and I'm using the cookbook. They have those little stands. You can open up the book, and that's how I have my butterfly here. So now I'm going to work on the orange a little bit, and I have some other golds, and these are like highlights. I'm going to actually work with the super light one. It's an interference gold, and if you remember from last time, or if you don't know, interference, the way that they've titled these, see, I just poured it out. The way that they've titled these, this company has titled their colors, is the word interference basically means like iridescent. There is a iridescent quality to the colors, and sometimes they'll combine colors. So they'll combine like purple and green, and so they'll call it interference green, and it'll have purple in it, or interference, in this case gold, and it has a little bit of pink again. Actually, there's a little bit of, it's like a pink. It's really interesting. But it's iridescent like a peacock, or butterflies have naturally occurring iridescence in their wings. It's naturally occurring, just like the mica. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to add this. I'm going to use a different brush, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this one. This is a round brush. I'm going to add it Oh, and it's a dry brush. I didn't put water on it first. That kind of helps not dilute my color. I'm going to put this right on top of some of the butterfly orange areas. Not all of them, because it'll look too uniform. So, just a few. Kind of skipping around. Let's see if you can see that. Okay. And so I'm not coloring them in per se in the lines. I'm layering and, adding some detail, some dimension, some texture, and a lot of little brush strokes. So there is that painterly kind of effect. And I'll hold it up and show you. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, this is all wet, so I have to be really careful now. And since I'm not going to use the hairdryer because it'll just be way too loud, I'm just going to have to be really careful when I go to put the black outline in. So here's what I just did. This is, you can see there is more sheen to the, how's that? To the wings. It's a shiny gold, beautiful, and a little iridescent as well. Okay. I'm also going to put more white because I noticed that the background is so saturated and rich with blue. I did use ink, and I used these paints here. I used fluid acrylic actually. I didn't use these. I used fluid acrylic and ink is highly, highly, highly saturated. So I used a water-based ink for that saturated quality, that intensity of color, and it kind of absorbs the white. So the white isn't a true white. It's a kind of has a blue tint to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of the white gouache acryl gouache. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit. This also goes a long way. And what's nice about this kit is they give you 2 big tubes of it. So these are, I don't know the fluid ounce because it's in milliliters. I think it says 20 milliliters. And then these little guys are 11 mil. So yeah, so this is almost half, and it's because, right, white, we use more of white in our mixing and our tints, and so they're smart to do that. Okay, now I'm going to add this white, and I'm going to put a little bit of my medium so it gives it a little more viscosity. And take the brush out of here. I don't want to ruin this lovely brush. So after I rinse it out, I'm going to just pat it dry, put it back in the container. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for this cute little mini again. This is that mini free brush, or the one that came with the kit. Brush included. I guess it wasn't free. I paid, you paid for it, but it's a really reasonable, it's a really nice starter kit with those paints. So go like this, go like that. So I'm just, once again, I'm going over the white dots, the markings on the monarch butterfly. Mine are they were a little bluish. The background's so intense, the blue, that it is like soaking up the white. I know it sounds weird, but that's what happened. So I'm just adding a little bit of white here. And, I don't paint super, I do paint kind of loosely. I don't paint very, I don't know. I call it outside the lines. I paint outside the lines. So my, they're soft edge. They're not hard edge. There's an organic quality to it. And I feel like that's what nature is. It's organic. It's, mean, there's a lot of perfection in nature in terms of the shapes and all that, but my lines, they aren't perfect little shapes. They're kind of like little blotches. And I'll hold it up and show you. They have their own organic shape quality to them. And this actually I might need to go over and over this, because the white isn't really, it's not a super vibrant white, but then again, the butterfly isn't very, it's not totally white. There's a little bit of like a beige. It's like a warm white. So, oh my gosh. Okay. I might have to use just right out of the tube. Okay, so I'll hold this up and show you what I have. Yeah, Hi, Mayoshi. You're in Japan, I believe. Okay, sorry. Here's what I have. How are you? Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, he's going. Okay, so yeah, so I have the white. Let me just one more time hold it up over here. So I have the white dots, the pale pink dots, a little bit of the iridescent gold on the orange parts of the wings, and now this all has to dry. Let's see. I think I'm going to pull this in again. This white, I'm not going to add a medium to it. I want it to be more saturated when I paint it on, because what's happening is, I have to let this dry actually. That's what has to happen. Well, that works. But yeah, when you let each layer dry, you add on top of it. It doesn't mix because it's dry. But what's happening now, yeah, it's kind of blending with the blue. Okay. And I mean, that's mostly with acrylics. Acrylics dry and they close. They're a closed system. Gouache, on the other hand, is like watercolor and it stays open. So when you add more moisture, more water, it kind of remixes it. It's an open system, so you can continue to paint. It's like you could use a spray bottle and completely spray down a dry gouache painting and it'll come back to life. It'll have that open system to it. So that acrylic gouaches are a combination of both of those properties of those types of paints. So it does dry very quickly, but it also, I'm noticing there is a combo of open and closed system to this hybrid paint. Okay, so a lot of details there. If you like paint, you'll be probably enjoying what I'm saying or following along. It's a lot of technicalities. Okay, but I love art supplies and this is my thing. So, okay. Now I'm just adding more of the white because I want it to be brighter. And it's about 3:38. We've been live for about 40 minutes. So I'll keep working for a little bit longer. I'm going to put the black in now. So what I thought I would do is use one of my water-based markers, not the paint so much. Get those here. And I'm going to experiment on a piece of paper and show you the different qualities of each paint. So here we go. So I'm going to just show you what happens when I use different markers. Okay. So this is a pasta black paint marker. Is gouache my favorite type of paint, Ava? Well, it is. I mean, but this big painting here is not gouache. It's acrylic, and that's because gouache comes in these little. It comes in smaller amounts. It's like, I think it's more expensive. It's a more, it's an older paint, you know, just historically. Gouache was invented centuries ago, so it is more along the lines of tempera. Like when they created tempera paint, it was pigments mixed with egg. So gouache is similar to watercolor, and it's basically watercolor with gypsum chalk in it. So it has like that chalkiness, and it has a clay-like kind of texture to it and feel. But the thing about acrylic, you know, acrylic was invented in the 20th century, and oh, okay, I'll answer that question in a second. So is gouache my favorite type of paint? So acrylic is a 20th century invention, and it's all plastic, and it has its you know, benefits, but it dries very quickly, and it doesn't, like gouache acts more like oil in a way, or gouache it's just a lovely paint. You can do a lot with it. So it is probably my favorite. However, it's not something, you know, I find with larger work, it's more kind of efficient or effective, or I don't know, easier to cover a huge canvas with acrylic, right? And so maybe I would do the background in acrylic and the leaves and the details in gouache, or acryl gouache, this new acryl gouache. So, but yeah, so as far as acrylic paint brands, I don't have a favorite. There are lots of brands out there, like higher quality and more premium high-end brands. I think if you just look at the prices, you'll see what they are. But there's also like artist grade acrylics that you can buy in large quantities in like pints and quarts, and like for pouring and for large format painting, like artists who are really putting out large bodies of work where they're not buying little plastic tiny bottles like this. They're buying in bulk. And I can share an LA resource with you later of one of the local acrylic companies in Los Angeles, California, that sells high-grade artist professional quality acrylic paint. And I can share that with you. Either I'll put it, you know, I can put it in the comments of my YouTube live here, and I can also share it over Instagram too, or I can text you as well. So, but I learned about that company, and I haven't bought from that company because I don't work with acrylic that much. And when I do, I've actually just had smaller tubes. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. But okay, so what I thought I would do, I was going over the pens. So I have this is a Posca 0.3 millimeter pen, and it makes a line, you know, like that. So I may use this. I have a thicker, it's a 2 millimeter. Actually, I think it's thinner. Oh, no, it's bigger. What am I saying? This is 0.3. What is this? Sorry, this is not a 3 millimeter. This is a 0.9 to 1.3 mil. This is a 2 mil. So I'll show you. It's it's much thicker. So it does that thicker line. And I may use this one. I got these in Beijing, China, from a store called Marie's, and I don't know, the brand is called STA. So anyway, I have this Prisma dual point, and hello, and it is a brush point, and a fine point. And I would probably not use the fine point as much, but this is the brush tip, and it has a nice variable brush tip, nice broad tip there. Broad line. And then I have this one. So I have 4 to choose from. This is another one from China. It's a water-based marker by the STA company, STA. And it has a chisel point, and it has a brush end. I may use this one. So these are all the different types of marker lines that I have and to choose from. And I'm going to just use whatever marker kind of fit the area of my butterflies. So I think I'm going to start with the outside broad line using this wide brush. Okay, and I'll show you. I'm just outlining the outer wing of this butterfly here. And I'm using the wide brush. Woo! The brush tip, you can go on its side and make it kind of a wide line here. Okay, so I'll show you what I just did. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right here. It's that black line. See it? Yeah, so I'm outlining here first. And in just like painting, you use a bigger brush for bigger areas. I'm using the widest pen brush, tip I have. I didn't want to use the chisel. I wanted to have something more like bendy, like a brush tip. So I'm using that to go around the outer part. I'm going to go around the head of the butterfly with it. And this is like in lieu of painting the whole butterfly black because I want to keep that blue background in there. However, I do want to outline every single orange area. So it gives the effect that it's black, but without totally filling in the background because that blue background is so cool. Okay. Hope you're having a cup of tea as you're with me here. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Ugh. And, it's the perfect temperature now. It's Earl Grey and lemongrass. Yeah, so I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm just cruising along here with my butterfly painting, monarch butterfly painting. So nice to have company. A few friends have popped on the line during this live broadcast, and I'm so glad because we are able to drive over and say hi to each other in person right now. So it's so nice. Okay, so
the keyboard sonata in A major, K537 by Domenico Scarlatti. We heard pianist Murray Pariah. You're on classical. And coming up next, it's not Christmas music.
Okay. Do I put Movie in a different room when I paint? She's sleeping right here. Momo. She's really bored these days. So one of my viewers over on Insta just asked if I put our 4-year-old puppy Movie in a different room while I'm working, and the answer is no, she's here. She kind of gets to cruise everywhere. There's the door is open downstairs for her to go outside. It's really nice and sunny here after the storms. You want to come say hi? Shh. No. Oh, really? So she just did a nice down dog. Let's see if I can get her up here. You want to come up? Oh, sweet pea. You want to come up? You want to say hi? Okay, another bow. Come here. Well, come up. Oh, now she's sitting. Oh, there she is. Can you see her? Hi, she's such a sweet girl. Yeah. So after we sign off here, we're going to take a walk at the they've closed many of our parks down. Like everyone, we're not walking on our dirt trails or trails on the cliffs by the ocean, but we're walking, out on the concrete sidewalks, and we've been able to walk in the harbor a little bit where I live. So you want to step up here and say hi? Come here. Come up here. Come up here. Oh, come over here. Oh, look. Ava wanted to say hi. Ava's over there. Hi, Ava. Say hi, Ava. Hi. She was asking about you. Yeah, your friend Ava. Remember she came over? Yeah. All right. So this little Snookers. So she's a good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's quiet. You can go lie down. You can go lie down, Momo. Yeah, she's pretty good, huh? She's had lots of training. So we've did the Canine Good Citizen training and the test in January, and she passed. So she is she's really chill. She's really chill. So yeah, she can be wherever she wants to be. But right, so I'm just gonna keep going here on my outlining. I'm just going around the orange shapes. I'm glad you asked that question, Ava, because then I got to bring up Moo for a cameo. She's waiting for me. I usually, well, it depends. There's no usual. But I like to take her out when it's sunny. And today I was working on a handout for one of my online classes that I'm teaching to 8 to 12-year-olds. And I made a handout to help them. And that took a long time. That was a big project this morning. So we're going to take a walk after. And it's pretty nice out still. I hope you're able to get out and walk. Yeah, it makes such a big difference. And when I don't do it, we're not going as far as we usually go. We're just being, really conscientious. And we're staying at home a lot. Okay, so we're going to go out and do that. But yeah, I'm going to just keep going around these backgrounds. And I'll show you what I've got here. I'm really liking this pen today. It's the one with the brush. It's a dual tip. And there's a lot of companies, I'll show you the other one I usually use. It's the Prismacolor. Because this one is from Beijing. I don't know when I'm going back there, but okay. Woo. Okay, so the paint's still wet. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm outlining. See that black outline right here? I just did this whole wing here. I'll hold it up here. I did these wings. So it's all the black I'm outlining, and it really makes the orange pop. And I'm doing the outlining in pen instead of paint. I could do paint as well. And here's the Prismacolor I was talking about. It's these are sold in the States. It's a Prismacolor's the brand. It also has a brush tip. So this is another one. I'm not going to switch now in the middle, but you could use this as well for this same effect. And I like the brush because it is like a paintbrush. So, okay. All right, let's see. So I'm going to go around these guys now. And my goal for today's get together, this live feed, was to, do the things I've done so far and to accomplish the black, adding in the black. So once I finish with this black, I'll probably end the broadcast, and I have some homework, I think, to figure out what's going on with the live chat and YouTube. And also I wanted to stream live on IGTV, and I'm not sure how to do that. So I know I'm live in my stories. But I think what I'll do with Instagram, just like what I do with YouTube, is I upload the video as a it'll be an IGTV video in archive, so you can rewatch it, or if someone that, you know, if you wanted to share it and have somebody see it, you can share it with them. So it'll be a evergreen video after this live broadcast is over. It will still be accessible, just not live. So I've got to figure out how to broadcast over in Facebook too. That was something I thought I was going to be able to easily do, and I wasn't able to find that setting. So anyway, this is good. Every week I'm doing something a little bit different. But yeah, the live chat on YouTube has not been working twice now, so I don't know. Maybe it's something with my settings. Anyway, so here we are. Okay. At least we could get together and be live. That's really key. Okay, so that line is very... So this is about as like neat and tidy as I usually will go. I tend to be more looser, but this is like a, you know, kind of outliney. I'm doing this in lieu of painting a black background on the butterfly. I'm outlining the shapes, and I have about 5 more. I don't know if you can see here. Yeah, so I'm up here at the top now. And the next steps for this painting are actually, hold on, I gotta concentrate. Okay, are actually, you know, I need to think about that. I'm not done. Okay, I need to really focus here. Ooh. Okay. I'm thinking, oh, there's antenna. There's some really cool antenna on this butterfly. So I'm going to put those antenna in. I see those. They're very sweet. And I will erase my Stabilo white pencil marks. So the way you erase Stabilo pencils is you just use water. So if that doesn't work, I may have to use a teeny bit of alcohol, but and a Q-tip. So I'll erase my initial drawing lines, which I used a white pencil because it's a dark background, the white contrast on the dark background. I couldn't use a pencil, it wouldn't show up. So I use these really cool white Stabilo pencils. And then I may be done after the antenna, some erasing, and like I just got some paint here. I need to, you know, I'll just kind of clean up the painting, and everything has to be completely dry before I, you know, take it any further, because it's not dry here. But I think I'm going to outline every single little mark, white or like pink mark, and that is going to take a while. So that will probably happen next time. And then I'll seal it, and I'll paint something like this, a high gloss varnish, and that will protect it from fading, and we'll keep it color fast. And that will be probably it with this painting, and then I'll be ready to start a new one. And that could be fun for sure. I don't know if it'll be my next live episode, but it'll definitely be, if not next time, in the next one, where I put the background in and you can see how I start. I'll demonstrate how I start from a plain white canvas, and actually how I prepare a canvas, because these canvases are prepared even though they're pre-gessoed, and I bought these particular canvases with stretched and pre-gessoed. I find that they still need a special kind of preparation, and so I'll share that, what I do to prepare a canvas. So now I'm going to turn this around a little bit. First of all, I'll hold up what I've been doing So there's the black background, or the outlining really, in lieu of a background. So I'm not going to paint this black here, even though the butterfly's back. I'm going to leave it blue. And then I'm going to continue to trace around or highlight, outline these shapes. And I'll sign off in a few minutes. I'll just finish the big shapes and then I'll sign off. Okay, and I still have it in my mind to do a second camera where I hook up the encoder, which I have downloaded and I have messed around with, so you can see, you know, have the second camera right over the this canvas here. Oops. Okay, so I have to fix that. Look at all this, it's all over my hand. All right. There we go. So I encourage you to just, if you're not subscribed already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Oops. There's a little bump. Okay. And as I've said, this live video broadcast will be saved in my YouTube channel as an archived posted video. And in the descriptions, I have all of the supplies and link to the store that I get a lot of my art supplies from, at least online. You know, there are local art supply stores, but I haven't been going to those lately. And if you want to comment and ask me anything in the comments to the archived video, I'm happy to read them and to respond. Okay, so I just finished all the big shape outlines. And so all that's left to do are the little dots, the body.
The music of Robert Schumann, orchestrated by Maurice Ravel. Schumann Carnival, and the Lórien Action Orchestra, conducted by Leonard Slatkin.
I'm outlining the body of the butterfly at the bottom. And I think I'm going to put in this antenna, although I'm probably going to draw the antenna, because the antenna, well, I can do it. Let's see. Yeah. So there's an antenna. Okay, and I'll show you what I have, and then I'll sign off. Thank you for coming on today. Okay. And I look forward to sharing with you again. And oops. And like I said, I hope we get this live stream, live chat going, so I can actually interact and find out where you are. But here's what I have for today. I've outlined put the black outlines in, just added the antenna here. And I put in the outlines of the whole butterfly shape and the smaller, the orange, the colorations on the butterfly wings. And what's left to do is I'll continue on next week with outlining my dots and the marks on the beautiful monarch butterfly, and do a little bit more work to wrap up this painting and start the next one. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming on today. And I invite you to join me every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Art with Lórien. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, we'll see you in the studio. Bye. Take care and stay healthy and well.